This program is brought to you by Advantage Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep at 20th and Main in Farmington. Visit today for your best deal.
The Cliff Palace at Mesa Verde National Park is the most visited site at Mesa Verde, and it's in danger of slipping into the canyon below. But restoration efforts are expected to cost more than what the federal government currently provides. That's why the Mesa Verde Foundation hopes to raise $300,000 during the next 5 years. The funding will provide the added revenue needed to stabilize crumbling walls, foundations, and kivas. The ancestral Puebloans built Cliff Palace between 1190 and 1260 AD. It's the largest site in Mesa Verde with 150 rooms and 23 kivas. It's believed that about 100 people occupied the site. When two cowboys, Richard Wetherill and Charlie Mason, discovered Cliff Palace in 1888, much of it was in ruins. But in 1909, the Smithsonian hired anthropologist Jesse Walter Fuchs to oversee restoration of Cliff Palace. 3 years before, President Theodore Roosevelt had designated Mesa Verde as a national park to protect the archaeological site from artifact hunters and further deterioration. Today, Cliff Palace is one of the premier outdoor exhibits of human cultural achievement in the world.
Well, Cliff Palace really represents a set of ideas, if nothing else, about how to approach the excavation to learn something about a place like this and the preservation of the place. Those ideas were being developed in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Jesse Walter Fuchs, who was responsible for clearing and then stabilizing this particular site, intended all along that this would be, in a sense, an outdoor exhibit, that people could really see something like this not through the lens of a photograph or a drawing or a painted picture, but rather, in its context within this alcove.
Cliff Palace has undergone extensive preservation and restoration work throughout the years. In fact, the site has been a long-term demonstration lab on restoration techniques that are used to preserve archaeological and historical sites throughout the world. But the work needed now requires much more extensive investment in time and resources than the Park Service can afford. The stone cliffs above the site need to be scaled to reduce the danger of falling rock. An unmortared wall is about to fall over, and the walls and kivas underneath the square tower on the south side of the dwelling are sliding into the canyon. That's where the Mesa Verde Foundation comes in. Founded in 1999, the Foundation's mission is to provide additional financial resources to support Mesa Verde National Park in its efforts to protect its cultural, natural, and wilderness values. The Foundation played a key role in raising the money to build the new visitor center at the highway entrance. Now Executive Director Margie Gray says the Foundation plans to raise $300,000 to help cover the cost of the next preservation project at Cliff Palace.
The money that they get from the federal government doesn't cover anywhere near what they need to really run the park. So those of us who are involved with Mesa Verde and those of us who love the national park system want to make sure that something is taken care of for them and that we're the ones to do that. If we lose this wonderful structure that we're standing in right this minute, it would be a tragedy. It really would. Think of all of the people coming behind us who would never have that opportunity to learn about the people before us. And so therefore, if we lose it, we lose that whole history of why the people came here, why they thrived at one point, and why they left.
To learn more about the fundraising efforts to help preserve the Cliff Palace, visit the Foundation's website at mesaverdefoundation.org.
This program is brought to you by Advantage Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep at 20th and Main in Farmington. Visit today for your best deal.